Okay, transparency. This is my second time attempting to do this video. The first time I tried to do it off the cuff with my memory and it wasn't good. So I had notes. I kept forgetting them. I have the notes now. So we're going to get started. I'm going to talk about the conflict that is going on in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, or more specifically, Israel government versus Hamas, which is by definition of the U.S. Department of uh, Homeland Security. I think in 1997, Hamas was categorized as a terroristic group. So we're going to call them that just based on what the United States has classified them. So most specifically, this conflict this here is so cute, is between the Israeli government and this terroristic group called Hamas. Okay. Here's my transparency. To be honest, on my social media accounts, my own personal ones, not Aired Static, my own personal ones, I have not seen too much posts and stuff on it. I did share a post by Funky Naniva who said, why, when you are pro-Palestine, you pretty much are getting canceled and stuff like that. And I'm seeing it with the celebrities as well. Like, how could you be pro-Palestine? They're this, they're that. And I could differentiate the two. I know from education that Hamas is not Palestine. Palestine is not Hamas. There are Palestinian people, millions of them, who have no affiliation with Hamas, who condemn the action of Hamas. We shouldn't be doing this. And I could also see that the Israeli government is cutting off resources to the people in the Gaza Strip, the Palestinians, who have nothing to do with Hamas, and are saying publicly on the news that we will give them back all these services if Hamas surrenders. The Palestinian people have nothing to do with Hamas. I could differentiate that. So I cannot be pro-Israeli government, not Israeli people, because the people aren't making these decisions. And even currently, there are Jewish people protesting the actions of the Israeli government. Get it? You cannot, in all intents and purposes, say you are religious and you are humanitarian and you are for the people and can accept what the Israeli government is doing because of the actions of a terroristic group. Okay. That would be like if America punished all of the Middle East for the attacks of 9/11. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I realize why there's a part of me who understand I am American. There is security in living in America that comes at a cost. Let's just say that. I am sitting here making a video about the conflict and all this stuff. So I gotta put on my glasses because I'm outside and the sun is sunny. And as an American, conceived, born, and bred, Americans are self-preservationalists. We are. And we cannot forget that we are in the era right now of football season. Jada Pinkett on her book tour. What good word can I put with this? Criminal level of inflation. Housing market is at its highest. Federal interest rate is at its highest. I'll say this and I'll keep saying this. My mama told me, no, don't buy a house now because interest rates are low. Housing prices are high. It's going to balance out. Where housing prices are going to go down, when the interest rate goes up. The interest rate is up and the housing rate is still up. I had to pay an extra $600 this year for my home insurance because they valued my home $100,000 more than what I paid for it. This is what the insurance company told me. So in 2 years, my home has jumped $100,000. But interest rate is still 7% or over 7%. I don't know. I stopped looking. So us Americans, we got all of this going on. And did I say it's football season? Americans care about our hot wings, snacks, football, reality TV shows, Jada, Will. We don't care. If we're not directly impacted by certain situations, we do not care. And more specifically, Black people, we can't care. I mean, it's sad. And when I say we do not care, I'm not saying that it's not sad and the actions are condemned, yada, 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 etc., etc., etc. But it's football season. Y'all over there. We over here. That's America. And as shitty as it sounds, that is America. So that's why I haven't seen so much on my timeline. So here's my generalized research that I did. Oh, and when I did started researching this, I must have told the algorithm that I was interested, and I started seeing suggested posts of people who post the killings and the murderings and the dead bodies, and I was reporting them. I don't want to see that on my timeline. I was reporting them. So to all you fake ass pages out there and you fake ass journalists, you should not be sharing shit like this. Thank goodness it wasn't anybody that I know doing it. This is when the algorithm suggests other posts to people where you got the little X and you could exit out. So that. But anyway, this seems to be a 50, 60, 70-year-old issue. The conflict where Europe told the Jews that they could settle in an already settled area, and they pushed the brown out. But what I'm saying is they pushed the brown out, they pushed the Muslims that were already there. But if you go back, the Jews said they had it, then the Muslims said they had it, then the Jews got it back, then the Muslims got it back, and now the Jews got it back, right? Did I get it right? What I found very interested is the selective outrage, and I'm going to talk about selective outrage using specifically Vlad TV. I don't know who invited this fucking clear man to the cookout, and especially in hip-hop culture, but if you know, Vlad is a white man, okay? He calls himself an atheist Jew. If you are an atheist Jew, you're just a regular schmegular, degular white man. He calls out Drake, whose mother is Jewish or of Jewish descent, and he calls out DJ Khaled, who's Palestinian. Now, I knew DJ Khaled was a khaki-colored sand nigga. I had no idea that he was from Palestine. Who knew? We just all knew he was, the Ahmed. He was that. He looked like the niggas in the bodega that make you the smashy toasty sandwiches or the chopped cheese, right? So anyway, Britain, I'll go back to the selective outrage after. But Britain, so the Israeli people after World War II that they could go back and settle in the land, they pushed them out, and Hamas pretty much the group Hamas, as America calls them, the terroristic group Hamas, had was birthed out of this situation, right? So anyway, you got two states. Well, I guess they're not a state anymore. You got Israel in the West Bank and Palestinians in the Gaza. If I get any of this wrong, please correct me, because I did very, very loose research and my notes are in chicken scratch. Like, I'm American. I don't know about international shit. I'm not of Jewish descent. I'm not of Palestinian descent. Like this, this is me. I'm American, public school education. The people voted in Hamas, is that right? And to do a full extraction of the Jews, Iran seems to be low-key supporting Hamas because it has been said, they said, not me, they said. I love when people say that, they said. So they say they're supplying Hamas with weapons. And pretty much Hamas would not have what they're doing, the arsenal, without getting backed by a bigger country. Excuse me. So even within the Muslim culture in the Middle East, there's fighting amongst themselves. You got the Sunnis versus the Shiites. They have two totally different views, and they fight each other sometimes very violently for control, right? according to the news outlets, and some of it has been deemed fake news, but they went on with this salacious story. Hamas came from ANC during Yom Kippur Yom Kippur celebration to the day of some celebration. So people were off guard and they killed and kidnapped. And what is the big controversy now is that Israel seems to be a powerhouse when it comes to defense and military. And how did they miss this? How did they miss this potential attacks? Because Israel is so good with the defense that they sell their technology and their trainings and shit to other people in the world. Like they're supposed to be the best of the best of the best, sir. So that's a movie quote. Uh Extra points if you tell me what movie that's from. But anyway, how did they miss it? Some people say that Hamas used analog, pretty much pigeon carrying shit. They didn't do any technology, and some say that it wasn't missed. Israel was given warning upon warning upon warning, but they kind of let this happen because they wanted this war to happen. Okay, sacrifice the few for the benefit of the many, right? Um, So, like I said, there's two schools of thought that this was an intelligence failure, or the conspiracy is that they knew and they wanted this to happen and they had warnings. Now, like I said, the attack was during Yom Kippur. It's a holy celebration, 50 years of the day of the 7-year or 7-day war. I believe it's a 7-year war, like to the day, right? So this was like Kismet, right? The U.S. has recently pulled back on policing the world, but as we all know, Israel is an ally, and the U.S. gives lots and lots and lots and lots of money to Israel. Those are our peeps, according to them. You know what I mean? And of course, America has to get involved. One, because Israel is an ally, and two, if you think Hamas wins, you think they're gonna stop there? Oh no, world and total domination, my friend. They like to call black people ghetto, but to me, this is very blood and Crippish. This is very the Bloods versus the Crips in battle of territory and land that, truth be told, don't belong to none of y'all. None of y'all don't belong to the Israelis. It doesn't belong to the Muslims, and the Christians got a stake in it too because they claim they were there too. But this whole fight over territory is very Bloods and Cripshious to me. Very ghetto. I'm gonna say that. Very, very ghetto. That we're in the good Lord's year of 2023 are still fighting over land and who belongs who and what came first, the chicken or the egg. But like I said, let's go back to the salaciousness because there's a social media war brewing amongst the celebs. Not us regular smuggler people, but pretty much above regarding the celebs. And if y'all don't know, BLM is the baseline. That is very triggering for people. So you got a lot of people saying, well, you were this for BLM. Where are you talking now? Or you're talking now about this. Where were you for BLM? Black Lives Matter, right? And I get it. We're American. We're humans. People are tribal by nature. I know I am. I know you're not, to be an objectivist, you're not supposed to subscribe to tribalism, but I do. Because I'm not. So I think when you're to be a clean objectivist, I honestly think you need to be biracial because you have to have your toe in each of the waters. And I think to be true objectivist, like I'm always going to be a student, I'll never master it because I'm not biracial. I don't have my toe in two different cultures when it comes to stuff like this. My mama black and my daddy black. My kids, I think, if they follow mommy's ideology, I will introduce it to them, but I'm not forcing them on anything. Just like I don't like religion forced upon me, I'm not going to force the lack of religion on my children. I'm going to give them full opportunity to pick what they want. I am going to answer any questions that they have. If they ask me, I will answer them. But to say that you have to be this because I'm this, absolutely not. I'm an atheist that goes against everything. But anyway, let's go back to DJ Vlad calling out Drake and DJ Khaled of Vlad TV, right? He was a DJ Vlad TV. That's his moniker now on YouTube. Like I said, black people gave him a seat at the picnic. I don't know why, but anyway, He calls out the most famous Jew on earth right now when it comes to hip hop culture. Like I said, Vlad is in hip hop culture, right? The most famous Jew right now, he calls out Drake. And the most famous Palestinian right now, DJ Khaled, on the Gaza Israel Hamas conflict. Drake right now is hyper focused on Joe Budden's and the critique that Joe Budden gave on his on Drake's album, right? That's what he's been posting about while all of this is going on. So that's what Vlad TV called out. And then DJ Khaled has a line of Jordan sneakers coming out, and that's what he's been promoting. And DJ Khaled called that, DJ Khaled, Vlad TV called that out as far as, oh, you're promoting this, but you're not saying anything about the conflict. And also Vlad TV says Pac would never. Quiet as his cap, Pac was no thug. He was a ballet dancer, artist, singer, lesbian. Okay. My theory is he got with that ghetto ass Baltimore bitch Jada Pinkett and changed his whole style to got thug life and shit. But that nigga study ballet. But let's go back to Vlad TV with his fake ass moral high ground. Because his content shows otherwise. That's how I could call out the hypocrisy of it all. His content, when black men are talking about the crimes and shit that they have done, that they have created, and all of this yada 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 yada, he don't care about the morality of his content when he puts that out. And also, to call out Drake and DJ Khaled is pretty confusing to me, because other than in that music video, I've never seen Drake promote his Judaism, nothing. And I've never seen DJ Khaled promote anything that was Palestinian oriented. Not even a celebration. And I was following that nigga when he was doing Weight Watchers. Like, I followed him on social media. I took him off when he said he don't eat pussy. How dare you look like that and go say you don't eat pussy? You're a fat nigga. You're supposed to eat pussy. And good for his wife who's sticking in there with them 2 kids. You're not going to look like that and not eat cooch. So anyway, and then I find him very annoying. Whatever. It's not for me. But I've never seen Drake and Khaled call out or promote anything. So for them to have come out and said anything to me would be fake. They've never said anything before. Why say anything now? And then also when you're someone as big as Drake and Khaled, you're no longer Aubrey Graham and whatever the fuck DJ Khaled's name is. You're a brand. You might as well be Nike and Reebok. You're a brand. Why would you jeopardize one for the other? They want green, not in between. Them picking a side would pretty much alienate a group of people that fund him and his art and their art. Doesn't make any sense. To me, I'm glad they didn't say anything. They're brands. I think Vlad TV don't give a fuck. I think he used this up as an opportunity to promote his brand, pretty much. How do I feel about it? My personal opinion, we as people, especially Americans, especially if you're a minority, we live in our own microcosms. We do. And I'm of the belief that niggas die every day, B. Don't cry for me when my time comes. Sorry. I don't have the mental fortitude or space to overtly mourn something that low-key has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with my people, nothing to do with my heritage, nothing to do with my culture. Do I want to know what's happening around the world? Abso-fucking-lutely. Because I want to know how many degrees of separation that it is to coming on American soil. That's the only reason. Truth be told, is this the worst shit that's happening? Absolutely not. There's still African cultures where they're fucking circumcising women and using children in terroristic wars and raping and pillaging. That stuff in India is still fucking shit happening in India. What did I write? Oh, happens all over the world, in India and Africa. We could never. And if I did fully absorb everything all over the world, I would never smile again. And I would not want to have children to bring them in a world that was so fucked up. If I really, really knew what was going on in the world and how evil people were, I would not sleep at night. I would do mercy killings because the world is fucked up. But you know why? I could smile every day, kiss my kids, give them cuddles, sit in my car and talk about content is because I live in America. Freedom has a cost. And for everybody who says, well, you should care because that's your taxpayers are going to this war, who gives a fuck? You don't. Because living this way has a cost, honey. We have to send troops and billions of dollars to Israel so that you can freely use Al Gore and Beyonce's internet to spew grammatically incorrect comments on other people's posts. Freedom has a cost, baby. We will sacrifice your sons and now your daughters. We will sacrifice money. We spend billions on defense. Now, here's another thing off topic. The train is off the track. We spend billions of dollars on space exploration. And now the new project is to build a hotel in space with taxpayers' money for billions and billions of dollars. But Flint, did y'all forget about Flint? Water still is shitty. Skid Row is still a thing. Migrants in New York City. So it's not that we don't have the money, y'all. We have the money. The money exists. It's delineated differently. We spend trillions on defense. Why? So I could sit in my car with my window down, look around, smell the flowers, and not have a fucking terrorist come down on a fucking parachute and blow my fucking brains out. Spend the money. I'll pay my taxes. January 1st, let me get on my W-2 so I can do my taxes. Because I like this. I like this. If I realized what was happening in the other part of the world, I wouldn't be able to smile. So yes, I want to know what's happening around the world. And they get a microsecond from me. Oh, that's fucked up. Damn, they're about to cut off power in the Gaza Strip to 2 million Palestinians. The Israeli government, that's fucked up. But that's all they get. That's all they get. I'm in America. We're big and brash. We like football, hot wings. We eat junk food. We have, this is what we do. It's America. Fuck yeah. That's what we do. So anyway, also, how you keep your mental sanity when it comes to this, here's my advice. Do a good deed. Whoever's listening to the sound of my voice, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do except be a good person. That's all you could do, and that's usually free. Pay it forward. Do something nice to somebody. Call your mama. Talk to your mama on the phone. Don't ask her for nothing. Just call her. Ask her how she's doing. Call a friend. Check in on a friend. Your friend have an accomplishment, surprise them with a $25 edible arrangement delivered to their door. Be a good person. If you're coming in and you see and somebody's walking behind you, hold the door. If you take the train and a woman has a stroller and you physically can do it, especially if you're a man, carry it up the stairs. If you're a man and you take public transportation and there's just a woman standing there, she don't have to be pregnant, a woman, a senior, get up and offer them your seat. That's it. If everybody did a nice thing, that's a good day. If you do something nice for somebody else, if everybody did it, that is a good day. That's all you could do. We cannot control you, me. We're not the powers that be. We cannot control anything that's happening over there. And don't worry about where your taxpayer money is going. Because you are living a life, even if you are broke, you are living a life that people over there can't even dream about because they have absolutely no idea how good it is over here. That's not even in their wildest dreams. You can't even say people dream of the life you had. It's so bad for them. They don't know how to formulate thoughts in their head that it could be any better. Could you imagine living like that? I can't, and I don't want to. That's it. Just do something nice. That's all I'm gonna say on the conflict, unless it comes over here. Um, is it fucked up? Yes. But niggas die every day, B. That's my favorite quote.